Space Station versus Furia. Let's get out of the field and play some Rocket League.
Well, you heard them say it on the desk. Daniel is waiting for the winner tomorrow. Furia looking for a long overdue return to glory. Something's gotta give. 7 games to a finish kicks off right now.
We've seen teams bend and break over the course of today. And we still got a lot of Rocket League action to go, but we need to fill up this upper final. Which team deserves a chance to take down version 1? Both teams have been elevating over this spring split, but only one can move on in the upper bracket.
All eyes, of course, on this Space Station squad to see if they will get a shot at their former teammate, but don't sleep on Furia at all, especially in this head-to-head matchup as Card gets the scoring started very early on for Furia.
Furia with space can be a dangerous game. Lost pops it up, says go get it. And Card with the first strike here of this series. Excellent work for Furia to kick things off.
Lost getting involved in the play, trying to create some of that magic that he had when he started the season in South America. Here goes Card. Jan in behind him, but Hoxer making the stop there. I think Hoxer kind of serves as the X factor in this series as he's going through the entire split, right, Daz? I mean, he's got more goals this last weekend in the Spring Open than he had his entire tenure with Ghost, and LJ couldn't stop this as Card continues to take over.
And you talk about this, but let me look at this. Off the ceiling, still has the flip, uses it at the perfect time to send it just under LJ. Individual performance here from Card to start us off. He's 2 for 2.
So Card taking center stage as Arsenal will try and get the offense flowing now for Space Station Gaming. Lost there to block him. Jan is there at the back line as well as LJ leaps through traffic, trying to drop one down towards Arsenal, and Lost pops it back out. There's Jan over to Card. Furia repels Space Station once again. And look how quickly they moved downfield. The Lost needed a touch there, didn't have it.
You see Hoxer on the ball. You talk to him about the X Factor. He gets the demo, which sets up a lane to get the goal. There is that X Factor performance out of Hoxer. He takes matters into his own hands.
At no point did I believe this was actually going in. I just didn't think Hoxer was A, going to be able to clear the way himself, and B, I felt somebody was going to catch up. Nobody did, as Hoxer adds just his 3rd goal of the weekend. And Arsenal will dump it back in, and maybe Space Station Gaming about to turn that momentum around as quickly as it was turned against them.
Now, you were talking about it again. Just want to go back to that. Everybody on Space Station Gaming has the ability to take matters into their own hands, just like we saw with Hoxer. If you get LJ going, he could have a performance that could just completely take a game into its own hands. Same with Arsenal. As you see him right here on the ball, it's a beautiful redirect. Hoxer can get there first, he can, but it's not on target. LJ, fake challenges on Yan. Yan goes for the bump. Ball still in that blue half, while Arsenal, tried for the ground pinch, but couldn't get around the ball.
Yeah, it was a little indecisive. He changed his mind after he launched, and LJ there blocked by Card. Here goes Arsenal again. He's made his mind up this time. Yan stops him. Now it's LJ. Left it for Hoxer. And Card there to stop him again. Every time Hoxer is anywhere near the ball, Furia fans start to maybe just get a little bit nervous. He's 2-0 against this squad in a couple of high-profile situations as Hoxer ranging back will make the stop here.
Something to keep an eye on. Okay, to fake that is crazy, but it worked. And
Nerves of steel.
And honestly, when you look here at SSG, in terms of the matchup in the midfield, they've been doing a very good job getting to the ball first, which could be a difference maker here when he goes down the stretch. But they gotta stop that man right there, Card, again. 3 for 4. Hat trick for him. And Furia with a 2-goal lead.
He's got them all. And they've been no doubters every single time. Card has been absolute money here. 12 goals now on the weekend. And plenty more to come. There's still 2 minutes left here in game 1. Space Station Gaming has to get a body on him, something.
Yeah, it just comes down to keeping up to where he's located, but also at the same time, making sure that you don't leave those lapses in rotation. Giving Furia space is a dangerous game, and they're learning the lesson the hard way.
He's also having one of the more efficient shooting performances he's had this season, which is real scary. Here he goes again. Arsenal stops him this time. And Hoxer couldn't get a second touch because Yan's in the way. Just seems like Furia outpacing SSG right now. Demo's in front and lost. Sailed one high through the smoke screen.
Keeping the ball in, though. Furia don't want to give up that space for Space Station Gaming transition. Minute 15 here in regulation, and the ball is comfortably on the orange side as Furia try to dance around SSG.
Now Arsenal, again, unable to get around Card, who feels like he's got two clones out there right now. He is everywhere and haunting Space Station. Lost will launch one back in. Yan in there to support him, but LJ will have it away initially. Gave it away, and Yan will pick it clean.
It feels like that was given to him. You see this initial touch from Lost. LJ gets this off the ceiling, doesn't have a boost to get a follow-up. Hoxer too late, and Yan with seemingly an open net there. Furia starting to run away with game one. It is all them here on Manfield Night.
Last couple series between these two have been lengthy affairs. This is played out and around. Card stuffed by Hoxer, but boy, this is all coming too little too late for SSG. They've let this game get well and truly away from them. Hoxer diving in and Lost still managing to get a ball or car in front of that as Yan will bring this down. In the final 20 seconds will mercifully tick away, maybe with a goal or two still yet to come from Furia because they have just been all over SSG.
They have. I mean, even now you see the pressure. SSG, who started the game off with just a couple of solid offensive challenges, could not keep up with the level of speed and efficiency that Furia were when they moved up and down the field with the ball. Dominant game one victory here for Furia as they set the tone of this series.
It's a longer series here in the upper bracket. Best of 7, so you get a little more time to adjust, and we'll see exactly how SSG does that. But the numbers that you see tell the whole story as we look back at the Mobile One High Performance replay, and it was the Card replay. It was Card here, Card there. Hoxer getting one with that demolition. But Card with a hat trick. His 10th, 11th, and 12th goals of the weekend. And he continues to just light up the scoreboard against Space Station as well. He leads the squad, Furia, in goals against SSG now with 17 on the season.
It's going to be up to SSG to see if the adjustments can be made here. We know what they could do on offense. We saw glimpses of it in game one. Just a little bit off the mark here and there. Now with Furia, they have momentum going forward, but this is a game of shifts and movement. What will SSG do in game two to get themselves back into this one? Because again, that opener was not pretty on the orange side.
Hoxer trying to drop one down. That last touch will set it up for Arsenal. And that's how SSG gets its first lead.
Love this here from Hoxer. That second touch got everyone from Furia with a question marks over their head, and Arsenal there to put it in. Great initial work here to kind of nullify all of the Furia momentum going into this game.
Arsenal's had a hand in most of the goals, this time taking matters into his own hands. LJ has been on fire as well this weekend. We're yet to see him get going as that kicks right out. Card shot. Oh, it's off the post. Still dangerous. And Hoxer will have it away towards Arsenal.
Good being able to pass it out and clear on the side of SSG, but very close here for Furia. Defense still needs to be a little cleaned up on Space Station Gaming side because Furia is still running with all cylinders moving forward.
Neutral 50 between Arsenal and Yan, and now who's going to take this? It's LJ after Yan called off his challenge. Now Hoxer going to be able to bring it back in. Arsenal's lurking in the wing and thought about it, realized Card was going to be in his way, and then lost. Just lets Arsenal fall right on by. So now LJ's got to bring it back to his own backboard, and Hoxer there to pick it up.
A couple of fake challenges here from LJ, and it will get to a point where Furia is not going to fall for that bait. Can Hoxer get here? No! Wanted to get the redirect. Now Furia trying to set up here and move downfield. Been very quiet from them considering how much their presence was really felt in game one. Things have kind of shifted a little tense here as they try to set up an infield pass. Bakar too far forward. Yan with the high ball will follow up his own touch. Look for another, and it's a race. LJ gets there for the block.
Started to wonder if maybe we'd see a little bit of the Yan that we're used to seeing. Knocking down maybe a triple, but not this time. Back and forth the squads go. Still Space Station in front by a goal, but LJ taking that, even though Arsenal had the boost. Now Yan from the ceiling, blocked by LJ, and banked out beyond the midline as Furia has to retreat. Still down only a goal with plenty of time remaining. It feels like so much more time has gone by in this game, but still a ton as Hawkster gets demolished right as he respawns. Card is lurking. It's Lost who takes the shot and ties us up.
This play starts off with the demos in the back end. SSG has a lapse in defense, and that's exactly what Furia were looking for. Two demos, sets up a little bit of space. Lost, instead of sending it high, sends it low. Whatever puts the ball in the back of the net. Furia back in the game.
So after a playmaker in game one, Lost gets his first goal of the series, an equalizer at the midway point of game two. And now Yan had that taken away by LJ, but Lost is there in support. Yan running forward as well, couldn't get in Arsenal's way. And Card gonna take his time, but that gave LJ time to meet him, and almost a rule one there. That one left behind by Lost. And now Yan dancing through, blocked by Arsenal.
I think the reason why this game has been taking so long is because it's been a little slow. Everybody kind of slowed down after the initial opener here. And no one's really hitting the ball that well. Even this touch from Lost was definitely awkward. Arsenal gets a demo after he ended up having a whiff of his own quite earlier. And everybody trying to reset here. Plenty of time for this game to shift one way or another with less than 2 minutes to go.
A lot of possession, a lot of passing. LJ able to grab that corner boost, but could not get to that ball as Yan did. And Card couldn't quite catch up to it. That goes off of Lost, and Arsenal had to be ready for it, and was. He gets swept off the backboard. So it's on LJ and Hawkster. Somebody's got to communicate. It's LJ that does. And he'll send it downfield, but only as far as Card. Space Station still look very much out of sorts defensively here. There's a lot of chaos being forced upon them by Furia as Yan has that back out towards Card. Finally, Arsenal jumps in front, and maybe Space Station can set something up on the offensive end.
Ooh, a little awkward there, but LJ gets there first. Great control. Arsenal trying to see if he can create something here, but the ball kind of getting played out into the corner. And even though Hawkster gets to center, there's no one really there on the side of SSG to make moves of it. SSG have the possession. It's just about controlling and getting past the Furia defense that does seem pretty set.
Yan got through one, but Arsenal dump it right back in. Not a whole lot of intent behind that play, and not much boost to steal. Card got the midfield away from Arsenal, so Arsenal had to get on his horse and catch up. Took out Card. Seems to be the guy you want to take out right now. He has been en fuego as Card now bringing another one back in. Around the boards and set out by LJ. Every touch to the corner just seems to threaten so much chaos. Arsenal got bumped, and that goes harmlessly across the front of the goal. Furia have been all over the Space Station half again, but have not come away with nearly as much success as they did in game one. Final 10 seconds now, as Hawkster's got to try and get this out of the corner. Space Station seem like they're driving through mud right now, trying to clear their own zone. LJ's got to bring this down to ground just to get us to overtime, and that's where we'll head.
SSG was in so much danger there. You started to look at the boost being drained. You started to see how uncomfortable they were position-wise on the defensive end. They cannot let Furia get them in a type of headlock here in this overtime. Otherwise, there's a strong chance there for Furia to come away with this game. They finally get some space here moving forward. Let's see what they can do.
I almost feel like your improv skills are tested when you play against this Space Station team. Everything just kind of starts to look like it's falling apart, and then they try and salvage it, and that can be really disorienting for a defense. It's Hawkster on the corner, gonna take this himself. Got around Card, and that'll spring LJ down the field. Only as far as Lost. He tried to jump in front, ends up pinching back towards his net. Unfortunately, Arsenal was there. And Card will give a quick turn to this. Arsenal over towards LJ, who side flipped, and Lost just has it away past him. So you start to see Space Station string something together here, but then it falls apart at the last moment.
Good positioning though from Hoxer. Lost with that touch out. He knew that there would be that touch, so positioned perfectly to kind of keep this in form here. Arsenal trying to go off the ceiling, but had to turn back because Yan aggressive challenges, and this is going to be the difference maker here. Who's going to win the midfield? Because once both teams kind of get set up, they have both been capable of really putting on goal-scoring opportunities or making the other side's defense look messy at sorts. It's just about battling to get there.
Oh, Yan bringing it forward. Lost, got it in front again. Boy, that ball has been in that particular spot about 3 or 4 times in this game, but nobody from Fury has been able to capitalize. Lost shot, sent away by LJ. Not the cleanest clear, but at least it's away from the net. Now Hoxer, up to Arsenal, intercepted by Card.
Arsenal with the pass to LJ, though. Hoxer running interference. Can LJ get it? He can! LJ strikes. It's a 3-man play for Space Station Gaming to take game 2.
He's been involved in nearly 80% of the offense for Space Station, and finally gets on the board with an overtime winner in game 2, and it's game on between Furia and SSG.
We wanted to see the adjustments, and we did. Now, it wasn't the cleanest Rocket League we've seen, but it was enough to throw Furia kind of out there for a loop. You look at the stats there, even just taking the shooting here into account, 9 shots to 2. And every single one from Space Station Gaming went in. Yeah, they didn't try to put things on net as often, but when they did, they found their mark. Furia, with so much early pressure, and even pressure in this game, struggled against SSG's defense. I mean, the only time they scored was when they had to literally take out, I believe, 2 of them back-to-back in order to set them up some space.
Hey, the important thing for Space Station, and particularly LJ, whose shooting percentage has actually been quite high in this event compared to the rest of the season, doesn't matter how many shots you take, matters how many shots you get by the defense and into the net. That one from LJ was all it took, as Space Station Gaming have tied up the series. And now Furia have to ask themselves some questions. How are they going to replicate the success they had in game 1? They had all the opportunities in the world, but they didn't seem committed to about half of them. So some of those balls that ended up close to the net, nobody jumped after that. It just kind of felt like they were playing maybe overly conservative.
You got to look at Card there. Card was definitely the player to watch in game number 1, but could not replicate that performance. Even though Lost had a couple of assists here and there, Card did have some really individually good shooting and ability to move the ball up the field. Everybody has to show up here on the field, though. Big swing game in the series, as we already are 15 seconds underway here in DFH Stadium.
How will this game differ from the last 2? It's Lost over to Yan. Good passing play set up here. It really tested LJ, who had to play very patient defense, but did so. Now he'll send Arsenal downfield, trying to go underneath, and Lost is right there. It was clever from Arsenal, but not clever enough. And here goes Lost the other way, and Arsenal gets all the way back to help out.
Arsenal had to get back quickly, too. You saw him going for that initial challenge, and then you to think Lost got past 2 there, but just was a little slow at pushing the ball forward. Could have been a chance for Fury to get on the board early.
Arsenal having to move literally everywhere on the field to keep this game scoreless in the first minute, and Lost will drop that down in front, but maybe not what he was intending. Looking for the redirect. Now here goes Arsenal the other way with interference from LJ. Nothing happening there. And Hoxer delays Lost and Furia just enough. It's still very dangerous. That's a triple commit in the corner. And Arsenal, that bump on Yan, it just continues to bully him out to the center line. That will hinder Furia. Is it enough? It certainly is.
SSG low on boost here. Big play from Arsenal to move upfield and get them some space. Bump as well. And Hoxer even tried to test the defense there, forcing Card into the net more, slowing things down. SSG not afraid to send that second man forward on offense, and Furia have to watch out for that.
Now, demos are the stat we track that you don't see on the in-game scoreboard, but you wonder when we'll start tracking bumps, because my gosh, they've been a big factor here as that pinballed around. I'm not sure how it got out towards Card. I'm sure it surprised him just as much. This one, not so much, but he sent it wide and LJ will clear.
huge clearance as well. That save was incredible. Definitely want to go back and look at, because I still don't even understand how it works out. Free ball though, Hoxer got it! Quick strike from SSG. Game 3 starting to roll.
Look at LJ. Blocked by Card there, it looked like. But the whole defense had to sit and watch and wonder, where is the shot coming from? It's coming from Hoxer, his second goal, and a second lead now for SSG. Fake kickoff. And that one, well, it had kind of a resounding whimper to it. But they're still on the offensive end, as LJ will try and corral this, give his teammates time to get set up, and maybe grab some boost as well so they don't get starved out. And Arsenal will clear it away at Lost.
Lost though, good turn. Playing light touches here and there, and trying to move forward to create some chaos. You're seeing Furia be a little bit more methodical with their approach, not sending everybody up at once. It's about beating SSG to the ball though. Again, how they got scored earlier, again showing signs. Hoxer, super quick on the play. You talked about him being an X factor, and you know, he is showing that in and out of this performance. There's a lot of quick strikes here from him as well, and SSG with a little bit of breathing room as we got less than 2 minutes to go.
Hoxer has been the gatekeeper that Furia has not been able to get past. We mentioned earlier, 2-0 this season, and well, in his career against Furia. Arsenal bring this to the opposite side, and he'll stuff Yan. This is still dangerous, as Hoxer needed a second touch, but that will fall right to LJ. Lost will try and bring it back in. He's got a lot of work to do, and that's bounced away. Only to Yan, and then Card gets hit from behind. He was waiting for that ball to come down oh so patiently. LJ trying to get the flip reset, no, and Yan will sweep it out.
Yeah, fakes that. Card gets the bump, class 1. LJ on the goal line. Doesn't matter. Lost says hit the weight room. Game's tied.
Well, Lost was the table setter in game 1. He's getting some work done now. This one ties the game up again. Second straight equalizer for Lost, for Furia. And another maybe classic series brewing between these two squads. LJ looking to line one up, and he got the second touch. Hoxer will roll in the rebound, and SSG is back in front.
I don't think anyone expected Hoxer to be here. I mean, you see this initial touch, it's right on top of the nose. He also got a bump on Yan. And Hoxer again with the strike here. 2 for 2. LJ assisting both goals. And SSG back in front.
Well, he's more than doubled his goal count for the weekend in this one series. Getting involved now, finishing on the offensive end, where he had been, again, primarily helping out, as Yan will have to dish this off to the side, follow it up himself. And now Card around LJ. This goes across the net and over towards Arsenal. Didn't get that corner boost, left it for LJ. And now dropped down to Card for the tie, saved away by Arsenal.
Good save there from Arsenal, clearance as well. Able to get that straight to Hoxer, who is having Furia hesitate when he's on the ball now. Can he set that up? Oh my goodness, Hoxer! You are amazing! Phenomenal solo play in front. He's 3 for 3 in game 3. It feels like Furia can't stop him.
Some of the shots that we see squeak through this Furia defense, you just wonder what in the world is going on. This is a Furia team that doesn't let you get many shots, so it's important to be efficient, and Space Station has been in this series. Now they've got Furia on the ropes here in game 3. Lost shot blocked away out in front. And now Card out of the corner. Lost to get back within 1. LJ, Arsenal both there. It's Arsenal with the save. Now Card to give him a chance here. It's still dangerous, and LJ just contorts his car enough to send this out, and Space Station take control of the series.
Well done there from SSG. You could definitely see them really start to get things going. 3 assists from LJ, 3 shots and 3 goals on the side of Hoxer, and Arsenal kind of cleaning things up in the back end with 5 saves, as they have turned this series on its head. Furia with such good offense there in the beginning game here of the series, but then starting to slowly let things slip from their grasp, and now they've been playing from behind.
It looks like we'll see maybe a couple of car changes out of Yan and Card, as somehow, some way, Space Station Gaming found a way to get 3 kind of bouncers past the Furia defense. Again, a team that only lets you shoot about 7 times a game. That's best in the tournament. Meanwhile, on the other side, Space Station, when you throw away that first game, they're living up to their defensive prowess. They haven't allowed anybody to score at all. They're averaging, what, like a goal and a half against? And now with a couple of near shutouts here against Furia, not letting them replicate that success from game 1, where it almost seems like that was an aberration compared to what we're seeing now. Card has not been nearly as comfortable, hasn't had nearly as many open lanes to shoot through. And as we get ready for game 4 here on Utopia, we got to see if Jan kind of comes alive here. I think that he's the guy that Furia has kind of all the eggs in that basket, that whenever things are going wrong, Jan's going to get us there. He's got to come alive here in 4.
Gonna really need to see, again, that control and speed from Yan here. Like you said, ability to take over games. Card's gonna try to start him off, and Key Card almost got that one. It was blocked by Arsenal. LJ on the other end makes it awkward, and Card will come through to clear it away. Mechanics on both sides being shown here to kick off game 4. I'm loving what we're seeing.
Can also be a tendency to try and do too much, to try and take matters into your own hands. Jan's actually been very good about that. He has never been one to press, as he nearly twirled one through there. When he needs to rely on someone like Card, or in the past Kaio, he's been able to kind of share that spotlight with them. Gonna need some help if he can't do it himself here. Hoxer brought that down to ground. No follow-up, as Card will bang it off the side, and Jan will start it downfield.
Good on SSG, though, to get these challenges in. Yan with space can be a threat of his own. You saw LJ go up so early for it. Now SSG with the ball in the corner, still looking a little awkward. They're trying to go off speed to throw off Furia, who know how to play so fast. And it is showing glimpses of working, but not enough to where they can rely on it. This one's still as close as can be halfway through. Only a few shots apiece for each team. Oh, we're not even halfway through yet. What am I talking about? There's still so much game to go.
I'm just going to leave it alone. Nobody had to know, but, well, now even the blind viewers know. Daz messed up. Here's Hoxer dropping one off to the side. He messed up when he left NRG, clearly. Have you seen what's happened this weekend?
Why are we don't need to bring that
LJ twirling through now as he kind of corkscrews his way into the zone, and Jan there for the stop. Things have settled down here between these two now. We're not seeing that frantic pace on either side. Not seeing a lot of physical play either. Nobody's bullying anybody around. Nobody is confusing the opposition. Jan's double there goes wide, and LJ will casually bring it out to midfield. Could be trouble here for SSG, as Furia can push back into the zone. Card just couldn't get one too close to center. And yet again, the teams just kind of settle down, waiting for someone to blink. Maybe somebody has. Jan just a little wide and couldn't get it in front for Lost.
Still looking for that control. Card up quick. Oh, but the shot's off target. If it was on, I don't think LJ had a read on it. Now actually halfway through the game, and we are still in the same position. No one able to get in the scoreboard unless Arsenal can start it off. Yeah, and block that one out. We'll try again to see if Furia can regain a little bit of control. They've got the ball where they want it on SSG's half, but they're not able to hold on to it. LJ, just a strong carry upfield, as this has definitely been a game where both teams have had kind of space in the midfield to do what they want, but it hasn't been much of anything because the other side has been able to get set on defense.
And maybe another bout of ping pong here, but Hoxer, quick pass down to LJ, and he'll slot it home top left. Oh, look at the pass.
Somebody was gonna make use of all the space. Hoxer down to LJ, LJ to the top left. We've been talking about bouncers all day long, but that one was picture perfect. SSG in front, 1:56 to go. 56.
It's Hoxer now looking for more. Flip, reset, and he got the dunk. Oh, but a second touch off of Lost on the way back, and that threw off the follow-up. But it's Space Station Gaming in front. Now, Furia have had answers. Can they get another quick one here? Card couldn't follow that up himself. LJ got by. One more touch. He's got it inside the dotted lines, and a 2-goal lead.
Aggressive challenge here. You see Lost jump so early. No one is back. And instead of getting LJ room to work, he tried to see, okay, if I take away his space, maybe I can force an error, buy my team some time, or get a challenge. Neither of those things happen, and you see the risk there on that challenge. Now, 2-goal lead for Space Station Gaming. They are looking to put this series on match point. The way they're playing right now, it seems like we're headed there. Hoxer again! Goal after goal, SSG striking.
There's a good drive from LJ as well, and you thought maybe that would get through. Arsenal clearing out the defense just in case at the back line. And it continues now for Space Station Gaming. Surely a timeout on the way here out of Furia, as their backs are about to be against the wall unless they've got a miraculous comeback here in Game 4.
LJ.
Oh, this is going in?
Yeah.
No!
Chance there, but with a 3-goal lead, super comfortable right now on the side of SSG. And it's going to be up to Furia to see what they can make adjustment-wise to get themselves back into this series, because SSG are just playing their game at this point, and it's been working beautifully.
Lost will power this one through a pair of Space Station attackers, and this goes all the way across towards Lost. And Lost called off, yeah, and he's going to take it himself, and he's blocked away by Arsenal. Would have at least given Furia some life here in the waning seconds of Game 4. That one, not a lot of pace, and Hoxer stopped it as well. LJ towards Arsenal. Now it's Jan. Lost around the corner. Lost will have to follow this himself, and LJ is there as well. Just seems like maybe a little bit of my turn offense now out of Furia, as frustration surely setting in. Space Station Gaming, 1 win away from getting to the upper finals tomorrow.
Just such control from the side of Space Station Gaming. Their ability to read the field has been phenomenal here, and they're looking really good. And you said it, timeout Furia, as Mateus is gonna need to talk to the boys and figure out what exactly they can change to get things under control. Because especially that game, that was SSG just taking their time, denying a lot of space from Furia, and then striking just as hard on the other end.
I got an idea. Turn the lights on. You can actually see Justin when he plays now, and all of a sudden NRG is making a run here in the lower bracket. But in all seriousness, Space Station Gaming has had, over the past couple of games, their 2 best offensive showings, getting, first of all, to the 3-goal mark, but also getting multiple opportunities at the net, second and third chance opportunities, and it's very seldom the first chance that ends up in their net. It's a rebound. It's someone like Hoxer coming in and playing janitor right in front of the goal line, and Furia have not been able to limit those multiple chance opportunities, and the scoreboard bears that out right now.
You know, sometimes the lights are too bright. You gotta think about that. Right now, Furia has definitely had a spotlight on them this split. That was crazy. But seeing how Furia have had, you know, a lot of eyes on them and a lot of discussion on and off the field, I would say that for them, they're in a good spot right now in terms of overall kind of standings, considering the conversation. But if they want to be in a better spot just overall, obviously a series here win is big. But when it comes down to the matchup against Space Station Gaming, again, there's been times where they've looked slow to the ball. There's been times where they feel like it's a little desperate. Again, you saw the lost goal. That challenge was super aggressive, and he was definitely beat there, but still went for it anyways to try to see if he could create some disruption. And those types of plays, when it comes down into the stretch here, is going to be ones that you look back on and like, man, if we clean things up here, if we didn't give them so much room to work with, and so they could set up a couple passing plays, it would have been a lot better. So, I mean, we've seen Furia with their moments of brightness where they have had good offensive possession. They could demo pass teams, create solo plays, but things have slowed down during the series. Now, if they don't want to go to the lower bracket, they got to win every game from this point. Game 5 getting started.
Loser has NRG, and their big-time run here in the lower bracket waiting for them, as they'll have to play again later on today. Winner gets version 1. And if, oh, this almost got through, but Jan will range back for it. And hey, if it's Space Station Gaming, with all the talk about players coming from different regions into North America, it would be an all-American upper bracket final. tomorrow between V1 and SSG. That pinball's out, and Yan will have free reign to start the attack downfield, but he almost got clipped by Hoxer. LJ's got to play this. Oh, it went off the crossbar. Card denied by LJ.
Card went for the low shot there, and funny enough, LJ, the place he couldn't get was to the top corners. So it ends up going right to LJ. Another shot. It's a good one from Yan. Lots of pressure coming out from Furia in the openers. Card, even that one was a little scary. You see how close Lost was to trying to get a follow-up as well. And SSG have to weather the storm. Start looking at those boost totals until they get this ball out.
Yeah, LJ guessed right on that shot. I mean, it was a little more than a penalty kick from Card there. Unlucky for Furia. That kicks off of a defender and disrupts Furia enough, but now Yan bring it back in. Oh, he's going headhunting as well and still could not open the way. Lost, tried to kick one out. Yan couldn't keep this one in. Here goes Arsenal. Finally, Space Station Gaming have broken free, but only for a moment, as Lost almost got by Hoxer.
Oh, Hoxer, the recovery on that initial challenge and a force of 50 may prove big here if LJ can score this. Can't do it. Arsenal with the chance. Arsenal, no! Blocked by Lost. He put up a wall in front of that top right corner.
It's like when you would watch Shaq just palm the ball when he blocked it. That's exactly what Lost did there. What a save. But now here goes LJ. Looking again. Oh, he got Lost out of the way. And LJ adds another to the tally.
Look at this from LJ. So much control when he had initial contact. He had 40 boosts. When he went for the bump, he had like 16. Unreal stuff there. You gotta be perfect, and LJ was on that play.
So many question marks around LJ at the start of this season. Was he, in fact, the guy? And, well, Space Station had a strong start to this season, as Arsenal will make the save there. Card trying to run interference. Lost did take Arsenal out. Now Card, blocked by Hoxer. It just feels, though, that both moves that Space Station Gaming have made before and now during the season have worked out, and maybe they do just have some kind of inkling as to what they're doing.
They definitely look like they know what they're doing. I mean, I've talked to Arsenal so much about this team, and to see them all finally kind of do things that they've been trying to for so long has definitely been a story worth keeping an eye on. But the series is not over. Furia still have some fight left in them. We're approaching the 2-minute mark. They're down by 1. They got to get things under control because they almost were down by 2 there if Arsenal had a better lane on that ball.
I think we just reacted just a split second sooner. This is 2-0. Instead, just the 1 goal difference. Furia hanging around here in Game 5, a game they must win to send us to Neo Tokyo and give themselves a shot at maybe getting to Champions Field and turning this series and maybe their season around. Of course, neither team, if they lose this series, are out. We mentioned that at the start of this game. Here goes Card. Over to Lost. 2-man play. Card with the demo, and still denied by Arsenal.
He saw through the smoke. Incredible there from Arsenal. I like the setup, though, on the play, though. Keep going, giving it back to Lost, going for a bump, trying to work through the confusion. Great signs of life here, but Furia need a little bit more. Space Station Gaming not letting up on defense.
Who's going to take charge here? It's LJ in the corner. That bounces out towards Yan. Lost is there, in behind the defense, and LJ caught up. In from behind the play by the slimmest of margins. There's Card, and Card and Yan could not combine to force that ball through on the right side.
So close, but close is not good enough. The shots are too slow. The shots are sometimes just barely off target. Someone's just a second too late. These are the things that are plaguing Furia towards the end of the game and potentially the end of the series.
Hoxer down to LJ, and it caught a deflection off of Card just wide. Now everybody's got to scramble. It's only Arsenal at the back, and Yan picks the team apart.
He got the flip, and he put everything behind it. He had 11 boosts, activated perfectly, and Lost with the bump. The fight for Furia showing here towards the end of this game.
No decisions. You got to win by KO, and you got to work a little bit harder to take out someone like Yan. 24 seconds. This goes out to LJ. Hoxer out of control, so LJ's got to play it himself. Corner boost available. Who's going to take it? It's Lost as Yan will start him downfield. 10 seconds. Card trying to catch up to this. It's going to kick back out central. Lost is there.
Yeah,
it's still available. Hawks are in no man's land, and Jan beat him again.
They went all in on the play. Furia do not give up. Hawks are in a tough spot. Yan says, I'll put it where he ain't. And Furia controlling the tone as they try to fight to survive in the upper bracket.
That's at least the third of that kind of shot that Furia has had in this game. And now it's on SSG, who will not even have a shot at tying the game. Furia stave off relegation and continue on to Neo Tokyo.
Things are starting to heat up here in this series, especially when you see Furia. I mean, they started coming out here right out the gate with a lot of offensive pressure. SSG did a great job weathering the storm and had a lot of great defensive stops. But when it came down to the end of the game, it was like everybody turned it on. Hey, you only have so-and-so seconds left. Just sit in the house. And my goodness, did it pay off. Now going into this, we'll see what Furia can do. Are they going to continue to play at this speed, or will we kind of see something similar to what we saw in games 4, where, you know, a lot more slower paces, both teams kind of looked for mistakes here and there. So much to think about as game 6 is on the horizon.
Jan had been relatively quiet going into that game. A goal and an assist to his tally. He adds both goals for Furia. 2 late absolute daggers that have stunned Space Station Gaming, who now have to work a little extra time now. On to game 6. They were oh so close. Can they recover, or does Furia snowball this momentum towards Champions Field? Good ball ahead. Jan there, it's quickly on target, and Hawkser with a save. And I think that is a wake-up call for Space Station. They're going to be up for it now. Card denied by Arsenal.
You can feel it setting in. The tension on the field. SSG, who had that momentum. It feels like now they're under a little bit of pressure. How will they respond? As things get kicked off, Furia are trying to keep up the pace from when they took their Game 5 victory. Chance, though, for SSG as they got the ball in the orange half.
Commit between LJ and Arsenal, and Jan has that through the corner. Good ball to Lost. There'll be no follow-up as Arsenal will play it over towards Hawkser. He'll dance around one. Did he get around another? No, but LJ's there. Through the corner, he'll take it slow, and it's still available. Arsenal can get there, but he can't, and Lost has it downfield. It's up to Jan to take over, and he does. That was actually great proactive defense out of SSG. They weren't going to allow Jan to get into a position where he could get a bump or a demo. They're already up in the air, and now at least onto the Furia half for the time being. Here it comes again, though. Card, good drop down, and LJ right there to deflect.
You can see the confidence, though, coming out of Furia from some of these plays. Card way downfield on that. Hawks are downfield as well. It's a good pop, but there's no follow-up here on the play. Have to respect the chance for the clear. Arsenal took his time, but still wasn't enough. It seems like just down the stretch, Furia have had more dangerous shot opportunities in Space Station Gaming this game, where it feels like SSG, they play offense, but then they have to race back because that counterattack from Furia is so dangerous.
Could be some history brewing for North America. This season, NA teams are 0-14 in the series when they call a timeout while down 1-3. Furia trying to be the first to win in such a spot. At least got one step down. Now locked in a scoreless draw here with Space Station in game 6.
Backflipped.
But Lost can't get up to challenge this. Hawks are being pestered by Card, so they can't get a clean shot off. This is dangerously close, and Card jumps in to save the day at the last moment.
Now Furia under that pressure. Hawkster's up. Drop down to Arsenal. Setting up for LJ! He scores! Space Station Gaming with the lead!
LJ retreats for boost and then still gets back into the play. What a patient, impressive attack out of Space Station Gaming. Everybody involved had given the lead right after the halfway mark.
I mean, you talk about selfless play. Oh, Hawkster, oh, that was dangerous. Arsenal, they want to keep things going. Space Station Gaming not letting their foot off the gas. Furia got to get out of the zone.
Well, you know they've got what's going to feel like an eternity to work with here. Still 2 minutes and change. As Hawks are denied by Jan. Here goes Arsenal. Quick read. Card was there as well. Race to the corner boost. Believe LJ got to it. He did. And now he can center this, and Furia could be in just a spot of trouble here defensively, if not for the efforts of Lost, as he does clear the zone, and that's a big, big clearance.
Ooh, I mean, this is looking so uncomfortable on the side of Furia. Space Station Gaming just kind of playing the ball where they aren't and forcing the most uncomfortable touches. Even Lost there, just killing the ball, no real pressure, but you can still see it. They haven't been able to get it out as much as they want to. Meanwhile, when SSG are on the ball, they're doing everything they can to break down this defense. How long can Furia manage to hold on to the pace? Because it doesn't, we're not seeing the signs of urgency. We're seeing desperation from them. They need to move down the field. Only a minute 20 to go.
Well, Jan played hero in game 5. He's going to need to put in some more work here, as he's got it from his own back line. He's got his minions running as lead blockers, but this goes across the way. Lost out towards Card and intercepted by LJ. Yan looking for that corner boost. It spawned in behind him, so he can only watch as this is brought right back in, and everyone's got to look for boost now on the Furia side.
Feels like Furia are in a chokehold. Can they break out, or will they submit? Time will tell. Every time they clear the ball out, SSG sends it back into their own half. They are not trying to let Furia have any space here in the final minute.
Will we have another flash of brilliance out of Yan and Furia down inside 30 seconds? It's Lost and Arsenal going neutral. This will fall towards Lost. Yan running ahead. Card running ahead. They're double teaming LJ in the net, and still he manages to break free and make the save.
Clearance downfield. 10 seconds on the clock. Furia, they gotta go. Yan on the ball, gets a big dunk. Card is there, but Hoxer gets a piece. Lost in waiting, just picked up the mid boost. Can he get there in time? The answer is no! Space Station Gaming put the ball on the ground, and they got a date with V1 in the upper finals.
The story has written itself. Space Station Gaming gets a shot at Daniel with the grand finals on the line. How about this finish between Space Station and Furia? Just about every game coming down to the wire. The first game was what it was. It was the card show. After that, Hoxer and LJ absolutely took over, and Arsenal kind of goes as the unsung hero in this series, right, Daz? I mean, sure, he only adds a goal and a couple of assists, but without his defense, which was at times otherworldly, you'll see it even probably in parts of this Mobile One high performance replay. Just without that, Space Station gets swept here.
It's a 3-player effort there from Space Station Gaming. You gotta give them congrats. They're done for the day. Furia have to try to regain. There is still more Rocket League to go. We gotta eliminate 2 more teams today. Keep it locked in. It only gets more exciting from here.